Would you like to do another?
Yes.
Alright everyone, welcome, and we're in lobby already. It's a wonderful time. So this is week 1 of the Validity Team League, which is a Platinum Diamond Team League that is happening right now. It runs for several weeks. It's best of 7 all kill, 4 players on the side. This standard business. We're about to hop into our Platinum match, which is going to be Teejhan from JaMiT versus Visser. For formless bear slots, looks like Visser is a diamond player, but is he? Wait, what? Anyway. We're into game 1. I'm a little bit confused, as I thought it was Platinum match first, but oh, okay, they're just forfeiting the Plat matches, so we're up 2-0. Nice. JaMiT is up 2-0. We're now into game 3, and spawning in the upper right, in the blue, representing Formless X Bear Sloths, down 2-0. We have Visser. And that may have shown the other one. I need to put this back up. I'm not even game. We're going to do this again. Up in the upper right, in the blue, representing Team Formless X Bear Sloths, we have Visser. That's the wrong one. There we go. I'll fix this next game. And then in the bottom left, in the red, representing Team JaMiT, we have Teejhan. And production value will get better, I promise. So, what do we got here? 1 max expand, 1 gas on both sides, so probably going to see a Reaper. Go out, go exploring, go figure out what's happening, what's not. All those wonderful things. SCVs are going to meet in the middle. Teejhan sent this slightly more safe SCV scout. He loses a little bit more economy, but you can see there's really not. It's a 15 mineral difference at this point. May make a difference, but probably not. Does mean he's going to be able to tangle with the SCV building the barracks if he so chooses. But he's not going to go do that. He's going to see that there are, in fact, 3 SCVs on a gas. SCVs are being produced constantly. And that's about it, because they are mirror builds at the moment. Welcome everyone who is showing up if you have decided to show up. If not, you're not here, so that's wonderful. It looks like... Yes. Okay, so that just confirms that JaMiT is up 2-0. And this is 1 max expand. Reaper's coming out from both sides. CC's on low ground. I don't know how much more I can say about this early game, except it is 100% a mirror match, which I guess is good. If you're already up 2-0, you're trying to just go and figure things out. Stay safe. You're up to 0. No need to do anything crazy at this point. We do have a factory coming down for both players. Visser's is a bit faster, and we do have a reactor going. So this is our slightest deviation. All right, we do have that is a second Reaper coming out from Teejhan. We have just the 1 Reaper and the reactor going into what is most likely going to be reactor Hellions. So that is just about the difference. This Reaper is going on walkabout. Realizes there are in fact no proxies. Good for him. And it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here. So this is probably just for a quick tank. Maybe Cyclones? Oh, well, yeah. A reactor is going down later, after that second Reaper. And a single Hellion is being built out of it. And we have starports as well from both sides. So this is, I guess Teejhan's just trying to make sure he's extra safe versus the Terran, which versus Visser, which actually kind of favors Visser in this way. Although I 100% lied about the reactor Hellion thing. It's just reactor Marines and siege tanks. So he's just trying to get into the mid game as quick as possible. Meanwhile, looks like Teejhan is in fact looking to go into some Banshee play, which will be scouted. Reaper goes in, says, ah, yes, I see you're up to no good. In fact, I'm going to maybe delay. Oh, just in time. Just in time. The Reaper should die now. But that was a valuable point. It's going to be interesting to see whether Teejhan decides to go with this delayed Banshee or not. So, okay. If this was a Banshee, he's decided, you know what, it's been scouted. It's not going to happen anymore. I'm just going to start reactoring out tanks, build a medevac, get ready for a 8 medevac, 8 Marine, or some sort of Hellion Marine Reaper drop. Just make use of the early units you have. And we are even. It's even supply, even economy. So we do have a Liberator coming out from our blue Terran, not to be confused with the red Terran. And that's going to be interesting. I don't know whether this is, and he just has it rallied to his main, so it doesn't look like, it looks like this is a defensive Liberator rather than an offensive Liberator. So that is interesting. We do have the medevac done, nothing happening there, but we do have, okay, so the Reaper, 2 Reapers, the Hellion went across, tried to get something done. Tank said, no. Second barracks coming out, so this is going to be 2 barracks, 1 siege tank, standard Marine tank. So we do have Teej. He's going to go 8 Marine drop. Going to go across the map. Going to try to figure things out. Try to get a little damage done, keep the opponent back. We do, on the meantime, we have the Liberator moving across the other side. Actually, this is going to be a 2 tank 8 Marine drop, so 2 medevac drop. Which is, if you get set up right, that can do tremendous damage. Meanwhile, we have the Liberator going in, scanning the main to make sure that he is going to be unimpeded. And he will be. Two Marines moving across. And good SCV pull from Teejhan. And that's about all she wrote for that thing. Meanwhile, we have all the SCVs moving into the natural. He's going to want to pull those back pretty fast. Otherwise, economy is going to go pretty far in the way of Visser. Meanwhile, the drop is approaching the main base of our blue Terran. It's going to be interesting to see what he can get done here. Still, all the SCVs in the natural. That's a mistake. That's a pretty big mistake at this point. And we have the drop going in, dropping right on the siege tank. And interesting drop. So he's picking up the tanks with 4 SCVs. Not the best, not the worst. And he's going to look to drop the tanks behind the E-base and siege up. And siege up. Not siege up. Okay, but that's a good drop. That's 11 SCVs. But he's still only mining off of 1 base. So while he's done a great job, he's up 9 workers. Look at the income. Okay, power of mules, I guess. But this should be a whole lot higher when he's up 7 workers. So we do have the Liberator going back in, getting chased by 2 Marines. Liberator will not get any of them actually. Good attention to detail there. And we have a Cyclone out too, so this is totally shut down. Meanwhile, so Teej lost his 7 Marines. And that's about it. And he has still not realized that he's all super saturating his natural. There we go. Okay, not perfect, but better. And he does have a 3rd CC. Meanwhile, the 3rd CC is just finishing, so that's a pretty decent orbital advantage. Teejhan is up vaguely in army supply. He could be up more in SCVs, but he was only building on 2 bases, so stop for a minute. Not really up in army supply, but he has a massive bank. He's 1,500 minerals, 88 gas. This could be a lot of Marines right now. Fortunately, it has not snowballed in the way he would have liked, and now we have a tech lab on the starport. I'm not totally sure what that is for, unless it's for this factory here so we can lift it over. But is Teejhan going mech? This is okay, so barracks. This is just 3 factory Marine tank. Okay. Shows you how much I know about TBT. Anyway, we have this drop moving back into the natural this time of our blue Baron, and he's going to drop off. He's going to siege up and maybe get a shot off. Okay. So he is going to delay this armory, and he's going to get, oh, some disgusting shots up on his sieges. And that is probably worth it. Although it apparently only got 4 workers. So the big deal, the biggest of big deals here, is while Visser has his 1-1 done, he's about to get started on his 2-2 once everything gets dealt with. Teejhan has not even started plus any sort of upgrades. And sure, he might end up with the tank advantage, but this is TVT. The most important thing, and it looks like he's misplaced his third CC2. I don't know if this is nerves or what, but Teej is seems to be struggling a little, which is unfortunate because he has built himself theoretically a massive advantage. So he even has his armory on the way, but no upgrades. So that is rather unfortunate. What does he have in terms of? He has no stim. He has no combat shields. This is mad, and he is building 3 more factories. I'm just very confused. And I gotta imagine his opponent is either, or his opponent would be if he scouted, but he really does not see much. In the main base, we have 1 Raven coming out for Teejhan as well. And how are we on tank count? We are 4 tanks to 4. Roughly even supply. And Stim is getting started. I really don't know what's up here. But that's fine because I'm not the one playing. 1 Marine stimmed in. He's going to be able to maybe cancel that factory? No, he's not. This is the second time it's on. And we have a stim in. But, of course, there's this one thing called siege tanks. And that is, he is not taking the problem right there. This actually may be an insurmountable disease. We do have the more TCs being dealt by Teejhan, but he's going to have to give up his third. And honestly, these two tanks here may be pretty easily broken. And really, this is more than anything else. This is a game of upgrades. Teejhan, he has 0-0. Visser has +1/+1 and plus he's 1-1 and tank attack upgrades. So while okay, army supply is not even good. While this bank here theoretically helps him, he's just gonna max out. Now we do have a drop coming into the natural as Teejhan attempts to break this hold on his third. Drop in the natural is going to be able to prevent most of these Marines coming out, but even these Marines, they're 1-1 Marines, they're stimmed, and it's going to take a whole lot more rally to be able to deal with this. Or not, if they're just going to try to target their own SCVs, but that's fine. Worthwhile. We have combat shields coming up from Teejhan, but no upgrades. And we have these factories going to go float over near the 4th, and they're going to put down tech labs. And at this point, I feel like this is just a question of supply. He's up 50 supply. He's doubling the army supply of the Red Terran. He's gonna have a 2-2 versus 0-0 timing. I want to say there's a way in here, but I'm not sure what Teejhan does right now. Sure, he's got the Blue Terran convinced that he's just too scared. He's not taking the third. Meanwhile, the third's right here, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Visser doesn't quite know where to push, but again, 2-2 versus 0-0. We do have Teej moving out for a flank, for an attack. I don't think he knows where our Visser is, but that's nice. He's gonna catch three. He's gonna catch 1 medevac, and he's gonna be caught with his pants down. And that should be GG. That's all she wrote, folks. Sure, he's got a bank, but he doesn't have an army. And that's kind of the story of this game. He lost his Raven, too. So while he just disabled that 1 tank, didn't matter. He wasn't sieged. Yeah. No, so Visser sees the third. Yeah. Okay, the tanks are sieged this time, but they're all clumped together. And that is one thing with TVT, right? It is difficult to break an entrenched, siege tank line. That being said, you don't have to. You can just drop where the opponent is not. So there's a floating CC, and Teej has decided to build another CC on location. Interesting. Teejhan is building five siege tanks at a time, so whatever he does is going to be difficult to break. But this drop of one Marauder and a bunch of Marines is going to do some work, assuming it doesn't get shot down. Okay, so it's 2 Marines. But these are, again, 2 Marines, and this tank is not going to be able to deal with them. Meanwhile, the Visser main army is moving up from the north, or moving down south, going to try to crash into this massive siege tank line. And, I don't know if he's going to be able to break into this, to be totally honest. That is 7 siege tanks, about to have +1. And in vision, but he will be able to shell the gas. And I would have liked to see Teejhan. So Teejhan is just giving up his position. Interesting. So he is now down a base to Visser. That being said, he's not. He's moving across the map. Okay. With this tremendous siege tank advantage, 17 to 11. But that doesn't matter because, well, Visser sees this and he says, I'm gonna medevac into the natural. Now there's only 1 missile turret here, and there is so he gets one medevac. That's not enough. And meanwhile, it is a massive siege up on the third of Visser, and he is really struggling to break this. In the meantime, that this drop is doing tremendous work, just 15 in the natural of Teejhan, but he's able, but Visser's not able to dislodge the third. This is what we call tank advantage. So Teejhan has wedged himself in between the third and the fourth of the blue terror, while the command center, the orbital command that was there, is now dead. And these tanks are not doing much. So we have to stem into the main. And these siege tanks, should they siege up, should be able to deal with it. Might even be able to deal with it on their own. Meanwhile, we have Marines stemming in to try to dislodge this location here. That will be taken care of as the tanks are not siege. But the 4th CC is going to go down. And we're in a weird game state. Teejhan is up in economy. Up in army. But he does not, in fact, have upgrades. He has +1 infantry armor. +1 infantry attack, +1 tank armor. And he does have, and there are 2 tanks in his natural that should be taken out by this 1 hero landed bike. And I don't really know what to say about this game right now. Visser is spending his bank. He's now up in army supply. And there are 2 battlecruisers. That's it, GG. Oh God. Has my mic been muted the entire time? But we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have Game 4 of FxB Sloths versus JaMiT. That's going to be a good time. All right, we're kind of back. Mashty has joined the lobby, which means our second platinum is here. And we are ready to hopefully go into map 4. Yeah, I know Blitzed. I'm 120 seconds delayed, so it's fixed now. Yeah, so that's all fixed. And this is going to be a ZVT. On Mash's map pick. I don't know what map he's going to pick, but that's what we're waiting for. And it appears that I have some bitrate issues for a second. That's not fun. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's fixed. I'm sorry, my internet's been really flickering today. I'm seeing this in StarCraft too. I know, Teejhan, again, I'm responding to this 2 minutes after it happened, but you really were in a solid position in that game after your drop killed like 11 workers. Your two big issues were, one, you were mining 34 out of 18 in your natural for, I don't even know how long, for about 2 minutes. And you had a floating CC. It really looked like nerves more than anything else. You definitely were in a position to win that game. And I am sorry, it looks like my bitrate is hating me right now. I wish there was something I could do about it. Hopefully it does not lag things out too much. But there it goes. Okay, now we're still waiting on. Yep. So we're now waiting on Mashty to make his map pick for map 4. And yeah. So okay, so we're in map picks a little. I keep saying the same thing over again. How's everyone doing? Now I know I'm gonna get your responses in like 2 minutes, so you know, not much I can do about that. I'm having a wonderful day. It's a little hot in here, but you know, it's Arizona, and that means it's April and it's 90 something degrees. And we're waiting. Okay. Don't know what's up, but you know, that's how these things go. Yeah, especially in amateur team leagues, you know, people hop in, hop out. Nothing. It's not exactly as smooth as you would like. especially with our second platinum here, he literally just got his computer set up for this thing. So hopefully it's not some issue. There we go. Okay, so he is back. And we're going to be hopefully moving on to match 4. Don't know. Okay, so match 4 is going to be on Zen. And that's going to be interesting. Zen's a pretty standard map. It's mid-range, rush distance. I don't know whether Master's got something crazy planned up here or it's just going to go straight into a macro game. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. I've said interesting a lot. I'm kind of running out of things to say solo casting about whatever. And we're moving into Zen. The map is made. We're about ready to get started, and that's exciting. And hopefully, my overlay is going to work this time. Last time it didn't, but you know, not much I can do about that one. Well, I guess there's a lot of things I can do about that one, but you know. And we're just about getting ready to go as soon as Master Chief fixes his race. Alright. And we are into... And we're in the 10-second countdown period as we get ready to start Game 4. It only took a little bit of time, and I had to natter about nothing for 15 minutes. But that's okay, because this is Game 4, and I'm excited. You're excited. We're gonna see what Master Chief has in store for our 4+X FxB Terran here. The FxB player should be favored. It is a diamond versus a platinum match. But that means nothing. I mean, it means a little. I don't know what's going to happen. But we're spawning in to map 4. Now, Zen's interesting because there are these wonderful little 2 entries in the main. I don't know if that's going to do anything. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left on a 1-game kill streak, we have Visser. Ah, it worked this time. Wonderful. And then in the upper right, in the orange, looking to put his team back on the board, we have Master Chief. There we go. And things are as you would expect. Ah! Just as I say, things are as you would expect. That is not standard. 16 over pool. But it looks like he's just going to go for a natural off of it. I don't know if he realizes that that was the build in early Legacy of the Void, but no longer. It's not as efficient as just getting a 13 Overlord. But, you know, so it goes. It probably will not kill him. So we have Barracks, 1 gas. So this is going to be a Reaper expand from the Terran player. He seems to like his Reaper expands. You know, that's how these things go. Oh, let's turn some music on. Because, while I'm sure you all enjoy listening to my voice, and thank you, I'm glad you enjoy that. The StarCraft music's pretty good. So we have the Terran Scout. Follow this, there we go. Going across the map. He's going to see that there is a hatchery right on time. It's kind of hard to tell. He's not going to be able to tell whether it's a 15, 16, or 17 hatch or whatever, but he sees it. He sees the gas. He sees the pool. It's a hatch gas pool. Amazing. That's what every Zerg has been doing for the last year, for the most part, unless it's something really weird. But that tells him that it's nothing weird. That being said, this is going to be a slightly earlier speed than Visser may expect. Wow, I hope that's not me. As we teleport across the map, because lag, of course, gives us teleportation powers. We do have the natural being built on the low ground for the Terran player as the Reaper moves across the map. Speed, it was started immediately, and three drones are kept in the gas. I wonder if this is going to be some sort of early pressure from the Zerg. No, however, Lings are only just now being made, instead of 2. 2 queens are on the way, so this Reaper is actually going to have a good amount of room to get work done. I don't know how much he's going to use it, but it's there. So he's going to leap in, see there's nothing in the natural. He's going to shoot at the natural for a little bit, because all that damage is incredibly important. Got to make sure that your will is imposed on the Terran. Meanwhile, the Lings are going to kind of hit things a little. Now he's going to hit the spawning pool. No, he didn't. Okay, I guess he hit a drone. Nothing happened. And Queens drop down, so this Reaper, as late as the Lings were, was able to accomplish nothing. And we have actually more Lings on the way. So it's going to be a total of 6 Lings, which is a little more than the standard, but, you know, just being safe, make sure you can take the third, I imagine. Not that a third is in danger of being taken anytime soon, and we just have drones on the way. Meanwhile, we have the Overlord going into the natural of the Blue Terran. He sees the reactor Marines. He sees the factory right next to him. So, okay, so this is probably reactor Hellions. Who knows? And we have Stim on the... Oh, did he say? So this is a 2-1-1.
Our forces are under attack.
These Lings are going to go take care of things. And Overlord speed is coming up. As Master G is pretty heavily supply blocked. I would like to see him even get a third Overlord there so he can just pound drones. And the Lings are looking to run in, and they find a bunch of Marines. But these 6 Lings should be enough. Okay, not we can take that. But hey, shave a Marine off? Nah, that's not really worth it. And so we have the starport coming up for 2-1-1, and the reactor getting ready to go there. So this is your standard, well, not standard, but this is your Marine pressure. It hasn't really been the biggest of meta throughout the last year, but you do see Terrans doing it, and it can catch a Zerg off guard. This is almost like a 2-base Muta play, which 2-1-1 just kills. You do not have the units out, or really the creep spread out even. I mean, look where the creep spread is here. Ideally, you'd want to have creep spread out here by now, so you can see the 2-1-1 coming, see where the 2 medevacs are. But yeah, this looks like 2-base Muta play, and hopefully Master can do something with it, because this build was pretty much built to deal with 2-base stuff. Granted, he's got a little bit more time. Maybe there's a chance he's going to scout it again. He does have that Overlord speed, which he is not making use of. We do have 2 medevacs on the way. It's we have 13 out of the 16 Marines that are necessary for this. So this is executed. And the Zerg is still behind on drones, behind an army, floating a lot of money. This is, I would love to say this is gonna, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'd love to say this is holdable, but he needs to start producing Lings right now or something. Something to defend. The crew spread is not where it needs to be in order to make this defensible. We do have a Baneling Nest on the way, and that Baneling Nest does kind of shut this down. And 2 Evos, but it's running across the map right now, and it will be spotted. Okay, so Mashi theoretically sees this. Yeah, he has Larva to build 14 Lings. 14 Lings are not enough. He wants 21. And he has a Spine on the way to block that. That is not the response. This is going to go down. He's probably going to cancel the third and put... Oh, he's droning behind this, too. He did not take this threat seriously enough. So Stim is done. And the 16 Marines are going to go in and say, hi, you're dead. And this is kind of response. That's just how this works. You are not prepared for a 2-on-1. You lose drones, you lose queens, you lose hatcheries, and you kind of lose the game. Previous map was Eternal Empire, right? Not that, you'll see that 2 minutes from now. But, regardless, hopefully it answered your question if someone in chat hasn't answered it already. So now we have a 2-base Zerg versus a soon-to-be 3-base Terran. We do have a Muta, Spire on the way, so maybe he can get something back with 2-base Muta, and we do have a Macro Hatch built in the natural. 43 drones, and he is retaking his third, so I don't like it. Baneling Nest is on the Baneling Speed's on the way, but there are no Banelings built. Terran is still out here with that. He's going to take down the one creep tumor that exists in this game. He's going to kill this queen and send him into the natural. Okay, so he can't really. I don't know if he can push into all this Ling Bane, but he can just pick up and leave. And this has already done so much damage that he doesn't even care. I mean, sure, he lost 8 Marines, but a base, 8 workers, 9 drones, 12 Lings, 2 queens, a hatch. That's more than enough. That's more than he was looking for. As we have him getting ready to go take his third and do a nice big tank push behind this. What does he got? He's got two tanks. Probably more on the way with that second factory. He definitely has the money for it. And we have the Zerg desperately trying to do something. I mean, he does have... I would expect to see muted. He has the gas for 10 units, does not have the mineral income though. And we have the queen looking to start more creep, and he's just going to get assassinated. Or she, I guess. You know, let's be correct here. And the third is done. And the third's going to take some... Okay, not much damage. But now he's going to just run into the main. Mash G is not expect that in totality. And Mash G is trying to kill his own gas. So, okay, so good vision there at least. And there is 1-1 for the Zerg. 1-1 for the Terran has not started yet. So there's theoretically a chance. And we have 5 meters on the way, so this should get taken down. Meanwhile, the third is up and fully operational for the blue Terran. If we just look at the economy here, he's matching, surprisingly only matching the Zerg right now. 2 Spore and a Spine and the third of Mash to ward off any drops. I am actually very surprised at how similar these economy numbers are, but he said mules have yet to be dropped. So expect that to spike up pretty significantly. Can I get the income graph? There we go. So you can see the Terran is moving into a pretty significant income advantage at this point. Draft in the main, getting 3 more workers. Probably more. This is a... Okay, he's going to give it up. Leaders are able to shut that down. So, where are we at right now? As that aggression finally ends, it got far more done than it needed to. We have no creep spread for the Zerg. We do have a 4th base up. Not operational, but up. 47 workers at 68, 58 army supply at 62. So armies are relatively even. And in the absence of really good splits, Banelings can do good work. Now we have, what is that, 10 meters on the field. Looking to go maybe get something done as the massive Terran army for Teejhan does move across. Are there missile turrets? Missile turrets are being built. They will not be ready. On the edge, they're on the net. They're already in the middle. He's going to dive onto that turret. And we have 16 mutas. That's a fairly high muta count. He's just going to have to give up the 4th. Mutas are taking out tech boxes. So that's for a bit. Muta gets shot down. 4th is dead. And Matthew's really committing to these mutas as he looks to go for a... Not a run by. Okay, so he's looking to go and... Yeah, that tank is... And the Banelings are actually doing a pretty good job. But it's still not enough. He's going to get shot down. Yeah. This is in fact most likely GG. But I don't know if Matthew knows yet. He's stim in, he's going to take out the Spine Crawler. Mutas are going to get shot down again. And he's going to have to give it the third. This is going to be a 3-base Terran versus a 2-base Zerg. With sure he's got a little bit of bank, but no economy, no army. Decent upgrade, that's not enough. And yeah, I think we're about to get ready to move on to match 5. On who knows what. He's able to keep this up. The tanks go down, but again, 72 army supply to 29, 77 workers to 45. We have a 4th base landing on location, about to be a planetary. Thors are up, and yeah, you can win Mutiling Bane against the army that the Terran has, but you need to be at least equal in army supply. Not this location that our Zerg is right now. And he doesn't even have a bank anymore. He spent it all on 18 lings and 2 hatcheries, which is fair. I mean, he's got to get a base up. But look, the main is approaching being mined out. Natural's getting there too. Sure, the third's got plenty of minerals, but he doesn't have it. And there's no creep spread either, so getting those surrounds that you want is nigh impossible. As another large Terran push, marches across the map, looking just to end the game. There's a Thor out there now, so the mutas aren't really going to be able to engage. Not that they were anyways. Only 4 of them left. And sure, he cleaned up that last one, but this may be all she wrote, and I believe we're going to a tied up series. Visser's going to get a 2nd kill to his name. But really, that's kind of how these things work in the Platinum Diamond all kill. You really don't expect a Platinum to get any more than maybe just one kill. I expect to kind of get these are kind of made so they almost kill the ace match. But here we are. I don't know what Visser's waiting for. He's double the army supply, double the worker supply too, for that matter. I guess he's waiting for these last couple of Marines. And we have a Roach Warren going down for Mastery. I don't know what the purpose of that is. And we have 2 spines in the third. Again, that's not going to matter that much. I mean, this is a decent amount of Ling Bane, but look at this here. And the Terran's moving back across the map. Okay, I guess he doesn't quite realize how good of a situation he's in. Scanning for extra bases that Zerg may have, but no. There are no extra bases. Zerg is solidly on a base and a half because the main is, well, probably 2 bases. Because both main and natural are pretty damn mined out. Is that where I did kill where they're trying to do things? Okay, so the drop in the main as the push in the third is fully coming into view. And drop the main, doing a lot. We'll do a lot more once the queen stops soaking aggro. This is not doing much about that. Just, you know, letting them stamina attack. Meanwhile, he's microing his tanks forward, sieging them up, and forming 4 lanes. There's a little bit of damage, but I think that's more the tank doing damage to his friend more than anything else. And the third hatchery is now under siege. Thors are killing overlords. The third is dead. 2 base Zerg versus 4 base Terran. Four mutas are coming in. They're gonna save things. And we have the last dregs of the Zerg army running in and getting absolutely nothing done. Long distance mining coming from the Zerg. Doesn't matter. And that's the last dregs of the Zerg. This is some real fantasy TV. There we go. We are now 2-2. And getting ready for... There's my score screen. Getting ready for map 5, which is going to be our first diamond versus diamond match. And I don't know who's coming up, but I do know JaMiT has brought a good amount of diamonds to you today. We brought like 2 plats and 5 or 6 diamond players. I don't know exactly who's going to play, but it should be a good time. Again, thanks for everyone for tuning in. Would like to make that a little more exciting for the end of that match, but really that game was over when the third was sniped. And the ensuing damage and the inability to take a fourth. It's kind of just a slow bleed out. It's kind of often happened in those games, but I think Visser could have ended that probably 2-3 minutes earlier. And now we have Ray coming in for CT6. Now, and I'll let you know when we know what the map is. So actually, okay, wow, that's a lot faster. Nice, wonderful. We're gonna move into Simulacrum for a PVT as we look to see whether Visser can take his third map in a row, third kill in a row. We're getting into exciting kill territory here now, as I'm theoretically representing JaMiT, but I'm also casting impartially. On the one hand, it's exciting. You know, we have a potential PVT coming. We have a potential third kill coming in. On the other hand, you know, I'm supposed to support JaMiT a little. I would love to get some Pro League style kill streak graphics, like what they would have back when Pro League. You know, you have the 3 kill, the 4 kill. I'm not that fancy. I don't have that level of production skill. I can talk well, and I can cast, and I can do these things. Hopefully, you're all enjoying yourselves. Graphic design is not one of my talents, but so it goes. Both players are ready to move into Simulacrum. It's going to be an interesting time. I am excited to see what Ray has cooked up to stop the Terran menace. That is Visser. So we move into map 5, actually, on Simulacrum. And we're ready to go. Now, if Ray's portrait says anything, we're in for a doozy of a time. I believe that's SOS in the from the WCS portrait, and that by itself gives anyone cause for concern. Here we go. We're in the spawning in the upper left on a 3-kill in the red. We have our Terran player, Visser. And then in the bottom right, in the pink, representing both Chobo Team 6 and JaMiT, we have Ray. Oh, I can fix that. Anyway, he's representing JaMiT today, not CT6. And he is apparently not afraid of no yerks. And we have our first probe going across the map. Follow this probe. Anyway, probe moving across the map. Now, whether this is a whether this is just a scout, that's a pretty early scout. We do have a gateway in on the way behind the mineral line of the Protoss player. Standard, just makes the Reaper can go through and one gas coming in. Meanwhile, this is just a Raxus fan, and the Protoss is just doing these annoying Protoss things that every Protoss does in a PvT. Makes everyone very sad, but, you know, pull a couple SCVs, no big deal. So we do have a second gas coming out of the ring, which means some tech is coming out, probably on one base, maybe two. But that's quite an early second gas. And we have this probe out on the map. Oh, I wonder where he is going. Where is he going? We will find out, because apparently it's not showing me the selection point. There we go. He's got a pylon coming down. Now, in the main, we do have the SCV. He sees the fact that there is a missing pylon. Oh, it's behind the mineral line, I swear. That's the cyber core. So, we have... This appears to be some mind games here, because it's two pylons, right? That's all you need at this point in the game. But there's the third one. You don't really need to build a third pylon this early in the game, but you do. You're trying to convince the Terran that you're doing something above board. That being said, Reaper is not going to scout it. We do have a Twilight Council and a gateway coming in. Now, this could be a couple things. A bunker coming in on the natural of Visser. This could be charge lines. This could be Glaive of Depths. But, judging by the amount of gas that's left, and the low worker count, the fact that it's still only one base, I'm pretty sure this is going to be Dark Templar. 3-gate Dark Templar. Why do I know that? Because of the gas. CT. And Vasser?
Add-on complete.
Visser doesn't see it. He is so close, but he does not see it. He knows something's screwy. And actually, we have Ray just continually mining one probe from the natural. But this is 100% unscattered, so we will have two. We will have two orbitals. Maybe maybe two scans. It's gonna be interesting to see whether a fuel is dropped here. We have one middle mine. One of mines don't matter if you can't see the DTs, and we have charge coming up. So I said it's gonna be TTs, and I was right. And the Reaper with the 2 shield batteries. The Reaper's just confused. He sees the 2 adepts, it's like, is this some sort of glaive thing? I don't know. No one knows. But we have our turn. That is just about done, and we are about ready to have 3 DTs warping in. Not into the main, but warping in and running into the natural of Visser. Now, Visser has 1 scan. He has 2 scans. So this probably, the initial aggression here will probably not do much. Ooh, okay, so Ray showed his hand a little early, but he's going to be able to get a DT into the main. And Visser is not reacting. Okay, so scans don't matter if there's no army to deal with it. Now we have a DT in the main, a DT in the natural. This bunker is going down. He's lifted his natural instead of offering a scan. Oh, he muled there. But he does have a scan in the natural. He should be using it. And GG, that's it. Okay. that was game 5. It's just one of those games where DTs come when you're not expecting them, and game's over. So, Ray with the first kill to his name. Yeah. So now we're getting ready to game 5. This is a best of 7. So if Ray wins here, that is it. JaMiT will win 4-2. So Formless Expert slots, I believe, is now gonna. This means they're gonna send out their ace, their Diamond 1 player. And man, if Ray is gonna show anything like he did that last game, that's the kind of stuff that can beat anyone. If you don't scout it in time. Now again, I apologize. It looks like my bitrate is being pretty bad this entire cast. There's not much I can do about it. So, yes, Teej, thank you for letting me know you couldn't hear me on stream. Yeah, so we should still be good. I believe it was an older message. So, waiting on the next player from Formless Expert slots, their ace, their guy in the hole, their player that is going to bring everything back, bring a stage match, and that means maybe I have to play. I don't know who our ace is, but if that happens, I'm gonna have to turn the stream off, unfortunately. Unless maybe bring someone else to come in and cast. But that's just how these things go. I cannot cast and play at the same time. And we're waiting for the final player from Formless Expert slots. Who's it gonna be? I certainly don't know. That being said, we are excited. We wait on bated breath. Yeah, Kerrigan. That was some dirty DT play. He didn't even need the follow-up. It's unfortunate because, man, Visser had 3 scans, I think, banked. He could have definitely dealt with it, but he dropped mules right as the DTs came in. So, anyway, we're waiting for the next player, waiting for map picks. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, match point number 1 of week 1, Formless Expert slots versus JaMiT. All right. Here we are. Match point number 1. Looks like Formless FxB has brought in a Zerg to deal with the JaMiT ringer, who is by the name of Dincommon. I don't know anything about him, but he plays for Formless XP slots, so he's playing. And we're gonna have Ray again. The Protoss. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that starts with P. But that being said, map 5, Nightshade. Oh, let me fix my overlay. There we go. We're getting ready. And I don't know what's going to happen. Ray is ready. Dincommon is ready. PVZ for the ages on Nightshade. In 10. And the loading time, of course. Can Ray do it? Will he close the series out? Will Dincommon force us to an ace match? Find out in whatever the loading time is, plus the time it takes to play the game, because that's how these things work. I'm excited. Hope you all are excited as we load into Nightshade. Now, Nightshade has got a very fast third base to third base rush distance. Natural to third, main to third, all those fun things. Doesn't really matter as much in PVZ as it does in TVZ, but that doesn't matter, because spawning in the bottom right, in the blue, looking to bring his team back from the brink, we have Dincommon. And then, in the upper left, in the pink, probably up to some ridiculous shenanigans again, we have Ray. Now, we already have a probe across the map, but if we learned anything from last game, this is a scouting probe. Well, there we go. Thank you. Scouting probe that's going to sneak by. Oh, it's not. It is absolutely not a scouting probe. Scouting probes do not build pylons. This probe does, though. And we have a natural on the way for Dincommon, because that is what a Zerg does most times. We do have the Overlord scouting his natural. Says, ah, yes, I will not be cannon rush today, but that is not what is happening. Or is it? We have 2 gates down at the third of where the Zerg would maybe want to go. We do also have a forge getting ready. So this probe is putting down a pylon. He's not putting down a pylon, because he is putting down a pylon. So you know what? I know you have me scouted, but I'm gonna pull 3 drones. Now 3 drones do not stop a pylon from building. That is not the math. 4 drones don't either. Pylons build too fast and have too much health. He's putting a second pylon down, but really, that's not the scary. And there we go. Cannon 1, 2 down. So that's going to require 8 drones to deal with. And the response here is you put down a second gas. So we do have more pylons, more spawning kills now. Oh, okay, that's not good. The probe is dead. But we do have 2 zealots running across. And this cannon should not get up. But this is just stage 1 of the BS. I don't even know if Ray really cared about that, but you do need cannons to anchor that. And I would like to see him send a probe across the map. And we have 2 zealots. Now, 2 zealots in Legacy are really not enough to do enough. That being said, if you're able to catch Lings on the way, that is enough to do enough. Now, we do have a spawn going down in the main of the Zerg player. And the zealots are going to try to take that down, and they are going to be unsuccessful. You don't just run into a Zerg mineral line like that and expect to do much, but he does kill 4 workers. He really doesn't have there's not much follow-up to this, though. That being said, 2 zealots are now in the natural of the Zerg. And there's a probe, but there is nowhere to build anything. You set this probe a while ago. And this rush, I don't think it's going to accomplish what it was. Maybe. So this probe, the little probe that could, I don't know what he's looking to do. There we go. Put down another pylon. When at first, if at first you fail, try again. Now, these zealots are not letting this spine crawler down, but now it is. We have more zealots on the way. We have this pylon going down. We have a cannon going down. We have a pylon going down. We have 3 zealots that are now microed outside, out of the range of this spine. And this is working? Question mark? He needs to make sure to not. So I think the play here is you put a pylon on high ground more than anything. Alright, so this spine is not going to root. Oh, okay, it might actually, because a bunch of wings are going to break it. And only one pylon is not, or only one cannon is not a successful cannon rush make. And this appears to be held. But just because a cannon rush is held does not mean the game is over. Simply because, of course, when in doubt, try again. Now, we do have Zerglings running across the map, and there is no way for these zealots to do anything about that. That being said, the spine is dead, so there is a little bit of room that this zealot could potentially move in and do things. But I am not hopeful, and this is the kind of cannon rush that one does not recover from. All of the Protoss workers are going to die. The cannons may hold it. No, cannons can't hold this, can they? Not by itself. Maybe with worker support, but it may. Cannon may kill enough lings that they're not going to get enough done. So, well, we do have more lings on the way. We have a 3rd base. Oh, hi. Hi there. You don't get to take it, but that doesn't matter. Because there are no more cannons, and we have 16 more lings running across the map. We do have a zealot, though. That's not going to make a difference. And that is GG. Ace match time. Yeah, that could have worked a lot better if Ray had 2. If Ray had 2 probes. So, ace match, all tied up. 3-3. I am waiting to find out if I am the ace. If I am the ace, I'm going to have to shut the stream off. I will not be able. That is annoyingly large. There we go. I will not be able to cast myself, unfortunately. If I'm not the ace, then I'll go on and cast the ace match. But we shall see. Okay, I am the ace, which means so long for now. Hope you enjoyed the cast. I'll cast the game off replay maybe, but